Hey, this is Brett Kline with Talk of the Town. Before we get into our episode here today, if you want to be a guest on Talk of the Town, you can go ahead and contact us. You can call us on Top of the Hill, 740-432-5605, or you can email us, info@yourradioplace.com. Hello and welcome to this special edition of Top of the Town. My name is Brett Kline. I'll be your host for today. Joining me today, I have the Staff Sergeant with the Ohio Army National Guard. He's actually our local recruiter in the area, Staff Sergeant Dylan Helmick. How are you, Dylan?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So you are with the Ohio Army National Guard. Tell me a little bit about how you got to join the National Guard and how it's been so far.
Yeah, so I was actually 17. I was a Coshocton High School senior, and I was looking at college. I was pretty dead set on the University of Cincinnati for a master's degree in architecture. And I looked around, and just the cost up front was a scary thing for me at 17. And I didn't want to start life off at 22, 24 years old with that kind of debt. Somebody came in. I had no idea what the National Guard was. I grew up in Coshocton, spent my whole life there. We actually have an armory in Coshocton, and I had no idea. Somebody came in, they said, what if I told you for 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer, we would pay 100% to any state public school in Ohio. You pick the job, you pick the location where you do it, and that's it. And so for me, that was kind of a no-brainer. So that's kind of how I got started. As far as coming into recruiting, it just kind of happened. I came out of training and I loved it. I was 19 years old, graduated. They waived my freshman year of college, so it gave me a foundation where I was able to have money saved up. I had a full scholarship and I had credits. I was still a sophomore on paper. I didn't skip a beat. So to be able to have that foundation and kind of set up other people within the community, young men and women with that same foundation, was very rewarding for me. And so that's kind of why I came into recruiting and why I still do it today.
Man, that sounds, fantastic. Not only are you local, Coshocton, that's right up the street from us, but you've been able to do what you wanted and it's actually benefited you pretty greatly. So if there was anybody that, wanted to join the Ohio Army National Guard, what process do they need to do and what are they required to, either do or have or go through and able to do so?
Yeah, I mean, typically we're looking for someone who is at least a high school junior. They have a GED or diploma, 17 to 35, and we can kind of work on the ages a little bit there with a waiver. Have to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident of the United States. We've got to have a minimum physical standard, so height and weight, there's diseases, disorders. We have hundreds of pages of regulations that will determine if somebody is eligible for military service. Law violations, moral, physical, aptitude testing. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And to be honest, the easiest way to kind of figure out if you're going to be eligible is just to reach out to a recruiter. And we'll kind of leave our info at the end here, but that's kind of the best way to figure out if this is something that you can do.
Yeah, so we did talk to John Stewart a little bit. He's in a different episode for anybody who wants to go and watch that. What are some experiences that you've got to enjoy while you've been with the National Guard?
Yeah, so like I said, right out of training at 19, I was in love with the military. I actually determined that I liked the military more than what I was going to go to college for. So I was itching to do anything and everything that I could to be in boots. So I would volunteer. I went to Texas, Michigan, Indiana, Iowa, Arkansas. I've rappelled out of helicopters. I've deployed to the Middle East. And I've been able to do that. But at the end of the day, if I want to lay my head down in Coshocton, Ohio, I can. And so that's kind of the beauty in the National Guard. It gives you that ability to get your feet wet, see if you like it. If you do, great, it's there. So that's kind of where I built my decisions based off of, and the experiences that I've had and have been able to travel and do those things, all while being still in my community.
Yeah, from what you just said, that sounds not only enticing,